Tell us who you are, how old are you, what do you do? Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Well, you already know my name is Dalia. I live in Virginia. I just turned 21 actually. So yay,
Wow.
happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
I'm a dance instructor. I'm a dance teacher.
What kind of dance?
Everything. I teach hip hop, tap, ballet, jazz, contemporary. I feel like I'm leaving something out.
Wow.
I probably am. I teach everything.
That's official.
What'd you say?
That's official.
Yeah. That's my life. I wouldn't have it any other way. I love it.
How long you been instructing?
Officially for about 3 years.
Nice.
I've been dancing, however, though, since I was 3.
Wow.
Do you have any children?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you've been dancing since you was 3. Virginia, how old are you?
She's turned 21.
21.
Yeah,
Okay, her
21.
birthday was. I'm sorry, I was taking off the mask. When was her birthday? She said.
Just passed.
December 18th.
Oh, happy belated. It's Queensfield. I'm
Thank
back
you.
again. So, bring us to that dreadful day, that day that you experienced that horrific act that I really didn't read up on it. I definitely saw a couple of posts that you had about it, that you're a rape survivor, that I was raped and stuff. So, bring us to like that night or that day, or tell us what happened.
Okay. So that'd be 2 years ago. Well, 2 years and some change now. September 26th, 2014 at 2:30 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember. I was at a party at my apartment complex. I lived in California at the time. I actually moved out there for dance. But because of my trauma, I had to move back home. I was at a party that was at my apartment complex, and this guy was taking pictures of everyone, and it was really weird, but whatever. So I guess you could say, just like Ayana, I actually ended up establishing a rapport with him. It wasn't like a creepy thing. It wasn't a I'm coming on to you thing. It was just a you're here, I'm here, we're both here, cool. So at the time, I had gone to the party with another one of my friends, and she wanted to leave. And he was like, well, I have a car. We'll leave together. And I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. So we were supposed to be going to the 7-Eleven around the corner. That's what was supposed to happen. And at my apartment complex at the time, you couldn't get anywhere without like a key fob. It was a specialized key fob for all of the doors. Well, my friend, quote-unquote friend, at the time, left hers in the apartment complex. So she went back to get it. And in, I guess, the 2 minutes that she got out of the car, this dude sped all the way around to an abandoned parking lot. I was raped in the back of a car.
Oh, man.
And I mean, once I was over, he drove me back to where I lived. I jumped out the car while it was still running. And the last thing I heard from him was, "Are you okay? Don't tell anybody." So
Can you?
I was 18.
I know this may be uncomfortable for you, but
You're good.
I would like you to get into details of what happened once he sped off the car. Like, if you give us a play-by-play, I know it may be kind of sensitive. If you don't mind,
Dalia, did you
You're
ask
good.
him where he was taking you? Did he try to have a conversation, or he was
No.
silent?
Oh, actually, yeah, he did have a conversation with me. I think that's why I tried to block it out. The conversation was very sociopathic. It was one-sided because I was very silent of there's a maniac speeding. And I was actually sitting in the back of the car anyway because my friend was sitting in the front. And he took off, and like the whole conversation, or the one-sided conversation, was, "You should have told me." And I'm thinking, should have told you what? And he's like, "I didn't know you were attracted to me. We could have done something about this a long time ago."
Oh, wow.
And I'm so silent, like, what is happening right now? So I didn't ask where I was going because, I mean, there's no point in me asking where I was going. Sounds weird, but I pretty much knew what was going to happen. I tried to lock the doors. That didn't work. I ended up being dragged across the back of the seat. And I didn't scream. I think that's so weird nowadays because you think, like, when you're in a traumatic situation, that would be the first thing you do, like, scream to get help.
I didn't scream either. That was weird.
Yeah. But you go into such shock. And I literally had an out-of-body experience. Like, I thank God so much that I wasn't physically in the car because I don't think I would have healed mentally if he hadn't taken me spiritually out of that car. But I didn't scream. And actually, the friend that had gone into the apartment was calling. And so while I was being raped, he told me to answer the phone and tell her that I was fine. So
wait. So, sorry, G-Money. So, he speeds off. How far was the abandoned building from the apartment complex?
I told the cops, because it was like pitch black, I told the cops it was probably only like maybe 5 minutes away from where I lived at the time, because where it was, I was raised in downtown Los Angeles, but there's like a bunch of, where I lived, there was a bunch of like random liquor stores. So I knew I wasn't that far from one of the ones that I'd seen before. So it was literally an abandoned car lot. Like, they were actually able to find it when they did Google Maps. Like, it was just an abandoned, nobody lived there, just abandoned.
So he pulls off.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls off, then he stops. It's dark, correct? Is it dark?
Yeah.
No lights?
Yeah, no lights.
How does he get to the back seat? Does he go through the front door and go to the back, or does he lean his chair back?
No, he got out the car while I was trying to lock the doors, because you can only lock doors at the front of the car. But I was already sitting in the back seat, so from the time it took me to lock,
was it a two-seater or was it
4?
Okay, so he got out the car and went through the back door.
Right. So while I was trying to call up the front seat to lock the door so he wouldn't get into the back seat, he still was able to open up the door. That's how I ended up being dragged across, because I was still trying to lock the door.
Did you have pants on, a dress on?
I had on leggings and a mint green nightshirt that I adored. I love pajamas, and I remember exactly what I had. Yeah.
So he pulls. Did he threaten you, or he just pulled it out? Like what?
No, there was no threat. Oh, no, there was no threat. There was a comment of, "You deserve this since you're such a good girl," which is actually on my Instagram now.
Wow.
Because I really am considering writing a book of the stupid things rapists say. Like, that's just dumb.
So he was. I mean, obviously, he was a strong guy in order for this to happen, or did you just kind of didn't want to? You didn't want to cause any more trouble than what you thought it might have been, so you kind of just let it rock.
Yeah, pretty much. Both. Number one, I don't know, it's perspective, because technically speaking, I'm short, but, like, I'm pretty strong. I probably could have taken him. I don't know. Like, you know when somebody talks, you're a guy, so you know when a female talks to you and you can tell she's mad, and you're like, I'm going to have to shut up right now, because if I say something, it's going to escalate even further. That's basically how it was, only imagine that times 20. Because he was a sociopath.
Did you tell him no? Did you tell him no, or you just was just in shock?
I don't think I ever uttered the word no, which is another thing that you think you do in a traumatic situation. But no, I just remember constantly repeating, "I want to go home." That was my constant repetition of, "I want to go home, I want to go home, I want to go home." And then by the time I actually got out the car, I don't remember getting into my apartment complex. I think my friend had been standing outside waiting on me. I think she actually had to carry me in the apartment complex. I was like screaming hysterically. It was terrible. I was a virgin at the time. It was terrible.
Oh my! So I'm, and it may get a little graphic. My conversation. So please don't, but for the audience listening, to say step by step, I definitely don't want to overstep my bounds. But when he pulled up your leggings, were you bleeding and stuff? Did he make you bleed and all that crazy stuff?
Yeah, but I didn't even notice that until like literally 30 minutes late. Like I was so out of it. Like I didn't even notice until my friend mentioned, like, "You have blood everywhere, dude. Like it's bad." Man. And it was different. I went to the clinic, I think 2 days later. Mm-hmm. and I did an examination, and that was extremely scary and traumatizing. Luckily, I had a good doctor who was very calm and like stayed with me through my anxiety attack and my complete breakdown. But the reason I had so much blood is because he had nicked something during that time frame.
Yeah, nicked something?
I don't even know
like
what.
Like a tear, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I had